I'm in my bedroom today because I'm going to read you some bedtime stories. I apologize for all the background noise. I have the windows open because it's a nice day out, but I live on a kind of busy road, so you're going to hear motorcycles and trucks making all kinds of ungodly noise in the background. Sorry about that. Children who are read to are 75% more likely to become authors. Of course, that doesn't mean they can't become other things as well, because being an author doesn't always bring in big bucks. This is why authors resort to other things, like prostitution, making YouTube videos, or becoming librarians to pay the bills. Like most children who are read to, I had favorite books. Books that I made my mom read to me again and again. Books I read again and again once I learned how to. Years later, as an adult, I went back to the books that were my favorite books as a kid and realized they explained a lot about the person I became. These books range from marginally strange to completely messed up. I'm going to share a few of my childhood books with you today, or at least a few choice sections from those books. What's better than cats? Millions of Cats. Millions of Cats is a really old book. It's actually a lot older than I am, but it was one of my favorite books as a kid, and I think it might still be in print. It was written by Wanda Gag, and you might after reading this book. It was first published in 1928, and it received a Newbery Honor, which tells you how hard up they were for good children's books in 1928. What at first glance appears to be an instruction manual for would-be cat hoarders turns out to be something else entirely. Once upon a time, there was a very old man and a very old woman. They lived in a nice clean house which had flowers all around it except where the door was, but they couldn't be happy because they were so very lonely. If we only had a cat, sighed the very old woman. A cat? Asked the very old man. Yes, a sweet little fluffy cat, said the very old woman. I will get you a cat, my dear, said the very old man. Anyway, so the old man goes off and he tries to find a cat. Cats here, cats there, cats and kittens everywhere, hundreds of cats, thousands of cats, millions and billions and trillions of cats. So this old man comes home with millions and billions of trillions of cats. That's kind of the refrain of the book. It gets repeated again and again. And his wife says, no way, we're not keeping them all. Can't decide which one to keep, so the old woman says that they'll let the cats decide. And the old man calls out to them and says, hey, which one of you is the prettiest? The prettiest. That's how they decide which cat they're gonna keep. That's a good lesson for kids. Don't worry, it gets better. The cats naturally get in a fight, deciding who is the prettiest. And then they bite and scratch and claw each other and eat each other to death. That's right. Millions, billions, and trillions of cats eat each other to death. This is a children's picture book. It's basically the feline version of The Hunger Games. I guarantee you Suzanne Collins read millions of cats when she was a kid. She might have even read it millions and billions and trillions of times. But thankfully for the old man and the old woman, it turns out one of the cats survives, and it's the prettiest of all the cats. So everyone lives happily ever after. Except for the rest of the millions and billions and trillions of cats who are dead and eating each other to death. The Cat on the Dovrefell is a Christmas story that was illustrated by Tommy Nicola, and for some reason that I don't entirely understand, it was one of my favorite books as a kid. I'm still trying to figure out what a Dovrefell is. This book is not nearly as disturbing as Millions of Cats. It does have a cat, except it's not really a cat. It's a polar bear that the trolls mistake for a cat. That's the kind of book this is. There's no giant cat bloodbath in it. But there is a line that seems to have a little bit of a sexual reference to it that seemed, and maybe I just have a dirty mind, but when I went back as an adult and read the line, "Pussy, will you have some sausage?" I was like, I never really noticed that as a kid. Space Case by Edward Marshall with illustrations by James Marshall is not exactly disturbing either. It's very strange, and if ever you want evidence drug use in the late 1970s and early 1980s, this is a pretty good example. It's about the thing from outer space that comes down and tries to make friends here on Earth. It happens to be Halloween, so the thing from outer space gets to go trick-or-treating with a bunch of kids who don't realize it's the thing from outer space and just think it's someone in a really cool costume. The little boy, Buddy McGee, ends up figuring out that it actually is a thing from outer space, and he takes it to breakfast with him and to school, and somehow or other nobody else seems to realize that it's actually a thing from outer space. When the thing from outer space finds out that trick-or-treating only happens once a year, it decides to go home, but Buddy tells him about Christmas, and he promises to come back. Every adult character depicted in the illustrations looks like they're completely stoned. I'm pretty sure that these weird books that I was obsessed with when I was a kid made me into the weird and strange person I am today. Children who are read messed up or strange books are 75% more likely to become nonconformists. I hope this video inspires you to go and read a book to a child. Read a warped and strange book to a child. Just maybe not Millions of Cats.